What's going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be telling you a story of a mistake that I made early on in my storefront window cleaning business. So that you don't have to make this mistake. You can learn from my mistake. If you're thinking about starting a storefront window cleaning business, or if you already started one, this is going to help you. So when I first started my business, this must have been like the second month in, I was pitching businesses. I saw this like light store where they sell lamps and chandelier lights and stuff. And it was a big store, and I was like, and the windows were dirty. So I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go in. So I went in and I talked to whoever. I was like, hey, is there a manager available? I'd like to speak to the manager. Got to the manager, and I told him, gave him my pitch. I was like, hey, I have a window cleaning business. Would love to take care of your windows. And mind you, I didn't really do a thorough look of this storefront. I just kind of glanced at it. I didn't assess it. I didn't have like a system to assess a storefront effectively. So I just kind of threw a number out. When he asked me, what would you charge? I just threw out $100. Very, very dumb. Because this was a big job. There must have been 45 panes of glass at this storefront. And they were like big panes. And I just threw out $100. That was a mistake. And I could tell he was like surprised that was such a low number. And he said he would call me back. And he did call me back, and he agreed for the cleaning like 2 days after. So I come back, I start doing the job, and like a quarter of the way, I think these windows are dirty. Like, it's really dirty. There's a lot of dust. It's a lot of like dirt on the windows. As I'm cleaning, I get to these like signs that are on these windows. There must be like a solid, 8 or 10 of them. The signs I can't get wet, I find out. So I have to clean around these signs. So it takes way longer to clean. And another thing was a whole section of glass there was like bushes in front of them. So the accessibility to the glass was very difficult. I literally had to like go in the bushes with my ladder, fight through the bushes to put my ladder down, kind of get it stable, because the ground was not even even. It was like this. And then clean the windows with barely any space between the windows and the bushes. So I'm over here, walking through bushes to clean these windows, getting cuts on my legs, bugs on my legs. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a stressful thing. And another thing was, another section was probably like 4 panes. The client essentially told me, hey, I have these hard water stains. Could you get them off? And I looked at them, and I told him, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll throw it in for free, in effort to land the client. I really wanted the client. But I didn't understand, because at that point I have never cleaned hard water stains. Hard water stains take effort to take off. You have to buy chemicals, specific chemicals. You have to spray it on there, and you have to like scrub it off. So, and I said I'd do that for free. That was another mistake that I made. That's a whole nother service in itself that I should have charged for. So I underbid myself like crazy. I charged $100 for the exterior cleaning. I didn't account for difficulty of access to the windows. I just kind of threw out a number to land the client. Difficulty of access was a pain. That was stressful. And then there was the signs I couldn't get wet. That was a whole nother, that just made the job take way longer. And then the hard water stains I threw in for free, which I still had to go buy chemicals, and then takes more time to clean that. So in total, this job took me about 6 hours to complete for $100. And I was stressed. I was pissed at myself, because I underbid myself quite significantly. 6 hours for $100 is just, that is not a good hourly rate. That's not good at all. But then again, I was new. I didn't know how to accurately really look at a job. And I was still unsure of my value that I can bring as a service provider. So fundamentally, the lesson that I took from that is that this applies to you if you're starting this business or you have one. Take time to accurately assess the storefront. Look at the number of panes, consider the difficulty of access, consider if there's any hard water stains, consider all of these things before you give a quote. Because if you emotionally just throw out a number because you want to land the client, you're always going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to underbid yourself. You're going to take on a job that takes you way longer. It's going to stress you way more, and for barely any pay. So don't make that mistake that I made, was emotionally quoting, not assessing the storefront well, competently, rushing it. Don't rush, because once you set a price, that becomes the anchor for future services, and you don't want to underbid yourself. Do it, take your time, price correctly, consider all of the variables before you quote a job. And this is going to be hugely helpful if you're new, to have a system of quoting. Like I mentioned, take your time, doing a proper count, doing a proper walkthrough, considering all of the accessibility of the windows into your quote. This is going to save you stress, this is going to save you time, and it's going to make you more money. So you don't have to mess up like I did, Looking back, it's a funny story to tell now, because I was very stressed that day. But you know what? Because of that experience, I am much more considerate. I have a system where I look at all the variables of the storefront and then I quote. And if there's any objections, they say, "Oh, like, why is this, this price?" Well, you know what? The accessibility of windows is difficult. You have hard water stains. But I think hard water stains, always charge for that. That's a service in itself. Don't throw that in for free. So yeah, this is the mistake that I made. And it was a pivotal day in how I learned to address storefronts moving forward from that point. So don't make the mistake that I made. Learn from my mistakes, and you will make more money with less stress. So that's the video. I do have a storefront window cleaning blueprint in which I teach you step by step how to build a recurring storefront window cleaning business, and you can avoid all the mistakes that I made with this simple, repeatable process for you to land clients, do the job as well, how to set up recurring work, how to manage your social media, and how to create an independent income for yourself. If you're interested in that, check down the link in the description and the pinned comment, and you'll find access to that. So that's the video. Like the video if you found value in it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And that's it. Peace out, guys. Adios.